Hello, and welcome back to Fantastic Fiber. Today is anything. I don't know. I got a little bit to unbox. I got some stuff to pack up, get ready for the road. I figured I'd bring you along what it takes for me to do some of my preparing, my yarny preparing. The stuff that I bring with me so I don't go crazy when we do actually have time to stop for 20 minutes. I bring stuff with me so that at the end of my shift, if I'm not exhausted, usually I can stay up for an extra 2 hours, 3 hours, or whatever past my shift. And I crochet during that time, a couple hours, and I feel good about it, and I end up with a beautiful project. But Moses is also bored, and he wants to do something more than just crypto. And we both discussed what could we bring that's small enough that we can store up there as easy as I can yarn. So we both came up with, what about felting? So, if you saw the live the other night, you saw the unboxing of some of this stuff. So we've got this, and this is a needle felting mat. So I'm going to take it out of the packaging. It feels like what you would use to scrub the kitchen floor, or, you know, like a nail brush or something. Okay. And then we bought some felting needles, multi-needle felting tool. So I'm going to take those out of the packaging. So I bought 2 of them so that we each have one. Oh, you know what? I'm going to grab a garbage bag. Hold on. Where did I put it? There it is. Okay. I know it's plastic. I don't know what other kind of garbage bags are not plastic that don't leak. So, plus half our yarn stuff comes wrapped in plastic. Not everything's eco-friendly. Okay, so it has the instructions on it, but it doesn't seem to be less than self-explanatory. I looked at it. It looks like what I would have done, so I'm going to throw it away. Plus, there's YouTube. Okay, so then the other thing that you saw is I have my own wool. I have a bump of wool because I do plan on learning how to spin wool when I'm finished trucking at the end of this year. In case you haven't heard, we do plan on leaving, well, I plan on leaving trucking permanently. And Moses will still be trucking, but locally. And this is, I'm sure you're all wondering, who have not been following the last few videos, if you missed them or if you're new here, this is a heart monitor, yes. I have a lead here and a lead down here. And they're just doing a 30-day monitor to see, like, because too many people in my family have died of heart attacks at young ages, and I'm in that age group now. So they got to make sure that I'm okay. I want them to. So it's nothing major. So yeah, let's get back to this fiber stuff. So I've got all these different colors in here. I figured today, if you guys want to hang out for it and you're down, I have 2 bags of this. I have a whole bunch of these cute little, I have fiber everywhere. If you ever get a box of anything from me and you see white hair on it, it is not cat hair, it is not dog hair, it is wool, it is sheep fur, sheep hair. So those, and then I also got, I ordered this a while ago, wool wash. And I figured I can try and use this for the felting as well. But I wanted to buy that for my wool that I do. That I do have. Like this. Like this. Check that out. If you didn't see it the other night, I made this. Right? Pretty? What do you think? I like it. That's my design. I was messing around with yarn, and if you hear any thumping and banging, that would be Moses working out. He's in the kitchen, and the kitchen is just right there. on the other side of the wall. So you might hear him. He trains in like martial arts and stuff like that. So he's been practicing new moves and kicking around and doing new things. So, but yeah, back to the shawl. This, I know, is such pretty yarn. It is Joann's yarn. They're going out of business, so it's probably discontinued. But it is beautiful. It's superwash merino. It is soft. I have it in multiple colors. I bought a couple colors of each one that I saw that I really liked. So I bought a couple of those. And I plan on making several other shawls to see how they come out. Okay. So that's that. And if you see this, I'm not sure if you can see this or not. If it shows, I think it should. I don't have the, I have a piece of hair or fuzz stuck to my face, and it's like covering part of my eye. There it is. Sheep, merino, whatever merino comes from, right? Is that wool from lambs, sheep? This is cotton. This is a yarn art flower, moonlight, yarn art moonlight. So it's one of these cakes, but it's, you stay, it's this color. That one there. So, let me place this one back here. Put that back up there. My time to unwind. Okay. So, I'm gonna go back in here and I'm gonna grab a few more items. Well, first, I showed you these, so I've got a bunch of them in that box there. And then I also bought a couple of these pads so that we can do bigger projects without worrying about, you know, going tiny spot by tiny spot by tiny spot. We could just put it over there and just kind of go to town and then peel it off and go to town some more and do what we need to do to get it felted. So now the other thing, I got like two things going on that I really want to do, and one of them is felting and the other one is making weighted blankets. So I bought a ton of beads, and I don't know, I guess a ton. I bought thousands of beads, but I think they'll all fit in here. So I have this box here. There we go. And it is a 4-tier box for beads. And I guess we'll open up the top box. Is this? Yep, it opens. Takes off. Okay, it comes right off. And then inside are little containers with little open lids. How do you pop? Oh, okay, this way. This way? No, this way. There we go. I'd figure it out eventually. So there are, from my understanding, there's like 102 of them in there. So they come with each a label. I'm sure that is for more like the jewelry making beads. Mine are not the little tiny jewelry making beads. Well, they shouldn't be. Well, I guess not, because some of these look like they might be really small. So I'm going to open them first. So this is one of them, but there's supposed to be 1,000 of. There's supposed to be 1,000 of them in here. It feels heavy-ish, but not 1,000 pieces heavy. Yeah, these, there's 1,000 of them, all right, but look how little. I bought these because I was thinking 3-weight, little girl's blanket, little sparkle to it, you know, make them, you know, or even teenager, you know, like a sparkle blanket. So I had bought 4 of those. I guess I'll put these over here. No, they're not coming with me. The hole is too small to put them into the thread unless I was using exact thread, like actual thread that you would sew with. That's how small the holes are. Check these out. Now this is fun. Let's turn this light up as bright as it goes. Is that? There we go. That should be as bright as it goes. And I'm going to hold them up to the light here off to the side. Now these are glow-in-the-dark beads, or at least they're supposed to be. So I'm going to... Oh, there we go. That's as bright as it goes. That's what they look like, guys. So I'm holding it up to the light. Now I'm going to turn the light down. Hold on. Let me turn that bright white again. Turn this light all the way down. I don't know if you can see that, guys, but just those few seconds in front of the light, and they're already luminescent. So, turn that back on. Oh, come on. There we go. Turn that back up and soften that light a little bit. Okay, turn that up. So we've got luminescent glow-in-the-dark beads. And then I bought these. There are 3,600 of them, and they are nice. So I figured beaded blankets, I could put designs on sweaters, or like beads at the bottom, like Missy had put the beads on the bottom of my skirt, the hip wrap that she had made me, and that was really cool. So I can continue learning so that I can make stuff like that too. I enjoy to learn new things. I'm sure you guys do too, which is what brings you to YouTube, plus, you know, whatever other reasons you might have. The social aspect of it seems to be a big one for me. I do enjoy spending time with you and just getting to know each and every single one of you who speak to me and talk to me in the comments section and send me emails and text messages and call me. It's a very different and interesting experience. I've never had friends outside of, you know, your close little circle over here. So the social media thing never had an appeal to me. Like, I was never big on Facebook, never big on MySpace. I don't have TikTok. I have a Twitter that I don't use. So I figure what I'm thinking is maybe separating these by color, but maybe I should do the yarn or the fibers first. Let's separate the fiber, because this is going to be noisy and take a long time, and maybe not everybody wants to hear all that plastic and the beads moving around. I know, like, there's been a few times where I had to change the channel when somebody was doing one of their lives, because the beads just kept getting louder and louder. So I had to take a moment break. I love the person, so I had to go back and, you know, finish watching it, show my love and support. But yeah, I had to take a break from it. I had to pause it and take a break and come back to it later, because the beads were just loud. So I'm not going to do that to you guys. Some people have sensory issues. So I will instead work with fiber. We all like fiber best anyway. That's why we're here to see. Oh, that's my grand cat upstairs. He's my daughter's kitty. And he loves to jump around and play and climb all over the furniture and jump off the furniture and onto the floor and chase his toys. He is such a rambunctious little baby. He's 2 years old, and he is chocolate brown, and his name is Brownie Caramel. So he's our little sweetheart. Okay, one more. 4 more. Last bend over, though. Last time. Okay, so I'm thinking since the tops are clear, so I'll show you. Tops are clear. It shouldn't matter what how I do it, as long as I'm separating the colors. So I'll take, like, this is my wool. So I'm gonna just take it and roll it up and just shape it into this box here and squish it on in. Snap, fiddly snap, and huzzah. And it shows that it is that clear cap is showing the cream colored white that I have. And because this box is big enough, I'm gonna store it right back in there. Lost the handle there. Put these foam mats back in there. And I think if this fits, yes it does. Alright, so I put the bead case in there. And I figure, you know, that'll work. And so will that. Okay. So what was that? Was that yellow? Nope, that was pink. Okay, his and hers, I guess. Give him blue. Take his. And put that in there. Shove it on in. Get myself a lid to press and seal for him. Now, I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I absolutely love that my husband is interested in the things that I'm interested in. I love it so much that I actually get into what he's into to kind of, you know, share interests so that we have things to talk about, you know? So we can keep things in common, educate each other, have fun, and just kind of enjoy each other's information. And, you know, so I like that. Yellow. Both of us, right? That's neutral. I don't know. It doesn't have to be that way. I just thought it was funny. So I'm packing up and organizing. And I want it to bring... No. I have one that's in one of my yarn bags that goes with. This stays here. I got my pair of scissors, guys. I finally got my light. I got my scissors. Sherry got me a box cutter. I got new projects to make. I am feeling pretty darn good, guys. It's quite a happy day. Quite a happy day. Alright. So I'll go with the open... Oh no! I dropped something. There it is. The lid. I'll go with the open bag first and see what I can do about which yarns. Open up a couple containers and take the lids off. And try and organize properly. They didn't have very many of these blue ones left. They were all out of the green and orange. I really wanted to get a whole bunch of them, and I only got a couple colors. Alright, so I didn't know this when I ordered it, but they do have this big wad of uncombed fibers. So, I'm going to have to get my comber, and I am going to have to, or Carter and comber. The combing drum with the Carter. That's what I'm going to have to do. And that's a pretty off, like even more off color. Very nice and soft. I like the way that wool feels. Okay. So these are my strips of yarn, of fiber. my roving. So we're going to take some of these and lay it out on the table. And then I guess what I'll do is I'll open up the other packet in just a second, so that I can here we go. I can put the colors together, because it looks like there's a whole bunch of different combos in here. And some of them are pretty neat looking. Like, I got to show you this one. Now, I got this at Michael's. It was one of their sellers on Michael's. Not Michael's brand or any of the brands that Michael's carries. So, oh no, I dropped one. So, let me put that color up there. But check this one out. Pinks, blues, purples. It looks like cotton candy. You just take it and puff, puff, do, 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 do. And cotton candy. Just put it on a stick. You guys are silly. Why do you do stuff like that? That's just being silly. Okay, let me open up the other one, because I'm sure there's another one like that in there. And there's a green one in here that I really, really like. Like, a lot. Okay. So, more of that. Okay. And then, yes, it looks like it's all the same colors. So I should have more of that pink in here somewhere with the blue. I don't see it though. Maybe in this pile? Yes. Okay. It's in this pile. So it comes just kind of all matted together, but they're in strips. They're actually in strips. So I'm just kind of doing it over the table because I wouldn't want it to fall on the floor. Let me move the camera to over here so that you can see what I'm doing. Let's see. There we go. So, let me move these boxes out of the way. I did just get done opening these. Slide them right here. So, I have this pile of yarn, of wool fibers. And it's just felting wool. So, I'm going to match the colors with the like colors. Oh, I see. They're two different. So, this one, you see it has like reds and green streaks inside of that gold color. Okay? These do not. These actually have like this brown, darker color going through it. So these two match. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn my brightness all the way up. There we go. And there we go. So this is what we're looking at. The color difference there. Okay. So with that being said, I will place this one back on the table. Take these two and roll them up together. And put them in this yellow one here. Right in front of me. Okay. Cutie, cutie. And I want to make sure you guys can still see me. Okay, good. It looks like you can. So, Well, this is fun. I do like doing this. If you guys are into anything other than yarn and you've been crafting other things, like different crafts for whatever you're into, like I know some of you have a Cricut, others do the Centro and do, you know, that kind of knitting. You know, and then there's still some of you who work with fiber. And, you know, you spin, you don't just crochet or knit, you spin and dye it and all that other fun stuff. So what other crafts are you into? What do you do besides mess with yarn and collect it and adore it and tell it how wonderful and beautiful it is and how much it's helped you in life? Oh, is that sad? Is that sad? No, that's not sad. That's a coping mechanism. That is a beautiful thing. So, this color matches the first color that I rolled up. So I'm going to unroll that. And I'm going to roll these two together. Oh no, I got some green on me. That can go right here. Straighten that out. So if that happens and you find one of these long ones and you don't want to just throw it out, just take it like that and make sure it's all straight. And take your fiber that matches to it and lay it on there and just kind of smack it down and then rub it and get it right back in there. And you see, you can't even tell where I picked it up and put it in there. So just do that. Okay. And so now I'm going to go ahead and throw this in this container. Pink and blue, I love you. That's so cute. All right. Now we got this red and black. This is kind of pretty. I can picture this as a yarn that my daughter would love. Look at that red and black. Let me see. Is it showing up properly? It's got a couple yellow and blue fibers in it. And it's not showing up properly. There we go. Right about there. Check that out. Okay. So we're going to roll that up and throw that in here. And I'm not going to show you every single one of them. I'm just going to go ahead and keep banging it out. And since they are see-through caps and the little bead containers, they are see-through as well. I do not plan on labeling them. I have no intentions of going through all the trouble of putting a label on a bead container that I'm probably, where's this green? Okay, that I'm probably going to reuse without looking at what the cap said. I'll just reuse it with whatever color I feel like it. So if I put something on the lid, then I got to worry about scratching it out, and eventually it gets gross looking and, you know, messy, and no thank you. So we're going to do this for the rest of the fiber. I don't know if you guys seen, but I'm doing a giveaway. Nice big giveaway with a lot of variety of different yarns, a lot of projects to be had in that one box. It's like, if you've seen any of my giveaways, it's like a lot of my typical giveaways. I give enough yarn to complete projects, not, you know, well, a little bit of this, and if you go online and find the rest, then you can make something out of it. Usually there's enough, if you combine the fibers that I have, like there's comfy cotton cakes in there. Now, I know that you can't really get them anymore unless you pay an arm and a leg on like eBay or something, and Etsy. So the comfy cotton cakes from Lion Brand are, they are in there. There are 4 of the cakes. that are tan, and then there's also, I think, 1 or 2 different colors that are in there that would go nice with the tan or white. So while there may not be white cotton, there is the tan color in there that would match. So there's that. And then there are, you know, like 6 skeins of different things, and, you know, just, and I think, oh, and I grabbed some willow yarn and some Soho, and I put some of that in there. Not sure if you know that yarn, but that's from Hirschner's. That's their sister company. And they have some really nice, you know, like higher end yarns at decent prices. And the fibers feel nice. I don't see anything wrong with most of them. I love going to Hirschner's. That one time that I got to go, you know, I'm throwing stuff again. I don't know if you guys seen that video, but I did post my trip to Hirschner's, and it is in I think Traveling Along playlist. So if you want to see what the inside of their store looks like, they did give me permission to record throughout the store, and we did our best to make sure no people were involved in video recording. But we recorded throughout the store quite a bit, and it was a very, very interesting experience. I order online from Hirschner's all the time, so to go there in person was like better than a trip to Joann's. You know, like you've gone to Joann's before, you've been to Michael's, you've been to Walmart, you know, you've been to Hobby. But how many of you have been to Hirschner's? By a show of hands, how many of you have been to Hirschner's? Let me know in the comments section, because I'm really curious. And if you have been to Hirschner's, is it because you live out there, or did you make a special trip just to get out to Hirschner's? Me, I went because Moses and I were heading to Washington from, I think, Kansas or Kentucky or something. Anyway, it was along the route. And I was like, if it's during open hours before we get there, you know, we're passing right by. It's right along the route. Can I go, love? Can I go? And he was like, of course, love, you can go. And I was like, yay! And he's like, are you going to record? And I'm like, of course I am. And he said, yay! So we went there. We had a good time. We got to talk to the store manager for a little while and get to know her. We got to see some really cool stuff, and we took video of those different objects. There was an octopus that was like, if you spread the tentacles from one side to the other, like just the 2 opposite sides of each other, if you spread them out as wide as they go, it had to have been 15 feet wide. Like, that thing was huge and really cool. It would fit across my room for sure. It could sit here with one tentacle going that way and the other one going that way, and one going that way and the other going that way, and each of the other would be just kind of sitting there and hanging out. It would be incredible. I would totally get it if it was cheaper. But instead it's not, so I guess if I really want to make Moses happy with getting an octopus that big, I'm going to have to learn how to do amigurumi. And I am not one much for wanting to learn that one. I don't know why. I think maybe I'm afraid of it. It seems like it's so time consuming and so much effort for so little something in your hand. Product, you know? So it just, I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't know what my issue is. Maybe I'm just scared. So I haven't tried my hand at amigurumi yet, but I did just help my friend out with a little surprise. She was talking about getting stuff ready for a craft fair coming up, and she hasn't really made anything. And, you know, like, she's like, I need googly eyes, I need polyfill, I have, you know, I don't really have any of that. I said, do you have yarn? She goes, yeah, but I don't have the other things. I said, well, then you know what? I'm going to buy you the other things. And she says, no, you can't do that. I said, yes, I can. So I grabbed her, you know, some polyfill. And, you know, she's like, she'll do it on her own time. And I'm like, no, woman, you're talented. You'll do it on my time. I didn't say that, but I did tell her she was talented. I said, no, woman, you are talented. I want you to go ahead and give your hand to amigurumi. I want you to try it out and see how you like it. So I ordered her the eyes, I ordered her noses, and I ordered her those things in different sizes so that they were, this is pretty. Check this color out. Let me come up over here to make sure it's showing up properly. Check that color out. Look at those fibers. Beautiful. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and open a few more containers. Get these two from over here. We've got a few more colors left. Save those last two. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe we'll be done with these 5. I don't know if there's 5 or less. Very nice though. Very nice colors. This purple is beautiful too. I'll show that one to you also. And I know one of you told me that your favorite colors are like flame colors. And so I must show this one to you. Check that out. Oranges, reds, like magentas, yellows. Very pretty. A little bit of white fuzz on there, but that's okay. It was in with white yarn. Oh no, some green. Oh well. Wrap this up. So like I said, I will show you the purple too. That one is very pretty. And then I'll wrap up the other 2 colors. 2, 3. 3 colors. Okay, so I'll need one more of these. Check this out. Well, not the white fuzz in it, but just the purple with the black. There we go. Beautiful. Love it. You know, and I see fiber like this and I think of those of you who spin. And I think, wow, how cool is that? You know, and soon I will have that in common with you as well. Because I plan on learning. I already have a spinning wheel. So I want to learn the old-fashioned way with the old-fashioned spin wheel. And I have a Carter. I have the drum. I have a Swift and bobbins and all kinds of stuff. I got all kinds of stuff. I don't know the names of all of it. I even have dye. I have a whole box. And I haven't used any of it besides some of the wool as stuffing, like as instead of polyfill, because I don't have any polyfill either. So I used the stuffing in I used the wool that I have as stuffing in a pair of baby booties that I just sold with outfits. And oh boy, I know I can talk and I know I can remember. Oh, the slippers, I wanted them to keep shape, so when they received their box, it had the little hat popped up and the little pants and shirt with the little booties. And the booties would be sitting there filled, you know, so that they're just sitting straight up instead of, you know, maybe squished or whatever, how booties do, baby booties with when you're just using yarn. So that's what I did for that. And the lady that I made it for was very happy with her purchase, and she said that the clothes would fit perfectly and that, you know, he was just a little peanut. And I'm like, are you sure? And she says, oh yes, that these are definitely the right size for him, and he'll have room to grow. And I said, excellent. That's all I wanted to hear. He'll have a little room to grow, because the goal was to get him a 0 to 3 months, but because of the time passing between making it and getting home and shipping it and things like that, I was worried about his size, so I made it more like a 2 to 4 month. And she said that that was perfect. That works out perfect, because now he'll fit it for a little while. So that's that. And I got fabric in the totes across the, starting at this tote, I think it's fabric going all the way around the room in the bottom. I don't know if you can see the tote on the screen or not, but that's what I need to do. I need to go in there, and I have jean and stuff like that, fabric, to be able to experiment. Let me put this in the trash. So that is what I've been doing. That's what I needed to get done in here so that I can get ready for going back to work. I wanted to make sure that I spent some time with you guys. So tell me what you are up to. What things do you have to do to prepare for work? What do you do? You know, I was a stay-at-home mom for 20 years. I had 3 children, and my husband was a trucker, so there would be nobody home with the children at all. And if I went to work during the day when they were at school, then when I come home, you know, come home from work during, you know, September through June, while they're in school, I would be able to work. But then in the summer I wouldn't be able to, because I couldn't afford daycare for 3 children. You know, that would be just nuts. I'd be working just to pay that bill, because it's expensive in New Jersey. So yeah, I stayed home, and it was more economical for us to do that, and I'm glad I did, because I got to spend so much more time with the kids and help them become the adults that they are today. You know, and they have respect for other people. They have good manners. They have those basics that a lot of children coming up nowadays just don't seem to be taught. So I'm glad that I was able to stay home with them, keep them out of trouble, teach them lessons that they needed to learn. And now that they're all adults, they know how to cook. They know how to clean a house. They know how to make it actually clean, you know, not just picked up and things put away, but clean it, run the vacuum, sweep, dust, mop, clean the walls, do the dishes, wipe the counter, stove, table, you know, the everything, not just, you know, like, oh, that's good. Like, no. And so I'm proud of them for that, all 3 of them. So, but yeah, thank you for joining me today. I appreciate you. You guys have a fantastic day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.